Hi, do you know what today's thought? And today's thought will not be a happy one. Unfortunately, it's about the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Now, I will say right up front, well, you should know if you've been watching this vlog for any length of time, I am not a fan of Joe Biden. I am an independent, but I'm conservative. I oppose to everything that Joe Biden supports. So I am not a fan of Joe Biden. But there are other, now I'm as susceptible to Schadenfreude as anybody else. If you don't know what Schadenfreude is, that's a German word, and it means roughly taking pleasure in the misfortune of somebody else. And I am as susceptible to Schadenfreude as anybody else. If somebody, a politician whom I oppose, when he suffers a defeat, but we're talking about an electoral defeat or a legislative defeat, but that's a lot different from, and I could take pleasure in that when my side wins, the other side loses, and they feel glum about it. That's one thing. But when you have the President of the United States, whoever he is, Joe Biden is the president of the country, whether I like him or not. It's one thing to oppose his policies, but he's also the commander in chief. He's the one who has to be, we need a strong president. Whoever this president is, he has to be strong. That should be a given. And Joe Biden, unfortunately, is not that president. He's getting worse. And I'm just going to show you the president of Kenya was a day or two ago, was, depending on when you're watching this video, he was greeted in a ceremony by the President of the United States. It was a ceremony on the south lawn of the White House. And I'm just going to show you 3 clips from that ceremony, the President of the United States. And I just want you to watch the 3 short clip, very short, and then I'll be back with my comments. I'll let you know, some of the footage is silent, so there's no problem with your computer or your sound. Just some of it is just silent. So just watch.
Distinguished guests, the national anthem of the Republic of Kenya, followed by the national anthem of the United States.
There's really nothing I can add to what you just saw, except that that person is the leader of the free world. He is the President of the United States. He is the Commander-in-Chief on whom we depend to make in an emergency, to make the right decision and to be strong against our enemies. That is that person that you just saw. And that is, even more importantly, that is a person that apparently a lot of people think should be and can be the president of the United States for the next 4.5 years approximately. A few months till the election, and then starting in January, he would have January 20th. We would have 4 more years of Joe Biden if he survives those 4 years. And if not, then we get a certain amount of time of Kamala Harris. So that's what we're looking at right now. And I just have to, one final thought. Shame on you, never Trumpers. I can see a diehard and moderate Democrats too. I won't say shame on you, but I would think you would have to be very far left, a very far left Democrat to support, to want this man to be president. I'm hoping there's increasing talk now. There is talk that if he does not do well in the debate with the first debate, June 27th, with Donald Trump, which debate might not happen, and then we'll be back to having to. Well, the scuttlebutt is that if Biden performs poorly in that debate, because this debate will be a week or two before the Democratic convention in Chicago, and that if Biden does poorly, there will be moves made at the convention to replace him with somebody else. So we'll have to see how that pans out, whether that would happen, and then whom the Democrats would choose to replace him. But as I was saying, I got off on a little track there. Shame on you, never Trumpers. Never Trumpers are Republicans. They claim to be conservative Republicans who believe Trump is so bad that he cannot be president for another 4 years. In my opinion, you have to hate somebody very, very, very much to believe that. To believe that we would be better off with 4 more years of Joe Biden or Kamala Harris than 4 more years of Trump. But that's where they are, these never Trumpers. And I will frankly admit, I was a never Trumper in 2016 election. That was actually the first election in which I did not vote. I've always voted I voted in every presidential election except the one of 2016 because I couldn't, as a conservative, I could not vote for Hillary Clinton, and I could not vote for Donald Trump at the time. But he pleasantly surprised me since becoming president. I won't go, the economy, Supreme Court justices, I won't go down the whole list. The point is that I'm not a never Trumper anymore. Given the choices that we have Alan Dershowitz is, he considers himself liberal, but not a Democratic. He does not belong to the Democratic Party. He has voted for Republicans in the past, I believe he said. And I know he said that he has regretted his votes for certain Democrats in the past. He said if he had to do it over, he would not have voted for Jimmy Carter. If he had to do it over, he would not have voted for Jimmy Carter against Ronald Reagan in his the second when Reagan ran for his second term. And he would not have voted for the second term of Barack Obama if he had to do it over. So that's the contrast. That's a Democrat. And he said that, and he's saying now that he will not vote for Joe Biden. Alan Dershowitz will not vote for Joe Biden. He hasn't said he would vote for Trump. So we'll see what he does. Maybe Robert Kennedy or something. But these never Trumper, supposedly conservative Republicans, they are, again, it has to be emotional. It just has to be hatred. They just don't like Trump's demeanor or something. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. It's not my job to figure out what these people are thinking. But that they would support Donald, that they would not support Donald Trump, or would actually vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump. That, to me, that is just astonishing, and Well, I'll just leave it there. That's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. Your comments, as always, are welcome below the video in the comment section. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.